Hey everyone, it's Spencer with Bopo Candle Co. and today we're going to be talking about everything we did to get ready for our first market. Two of the major things that we actually did prior to going to our first event, but we had to do anyway, were getting general liability insurance and getting a sales tax permit. These are things that we had to do anyway for our business, but they also are generally required for the different events that we've gone to so far. So to kind of kick things off, we kind of started our process by looking through different Facebook events, and that's kind of how we got a feel for some of the different event companies that are out there. And we used that to kind of look at those event companies and see the multitude of events that they kind of had for the whole market season. So we kind of used that in combination with the Facebook events themselves in order to kind of come up with a strategy and for which craft fairs that we wanted to try to attend. Once we kind of had a good lineup for everything that we wanted to attend, we went ahead and applied for the different events that we wanted to go to. A couple of these events we didn't actually end up getting to, and that's kind of one thing that you have to be on the lookout for, is if you don't apply for events well enough in advance, then you might not get into them and you might have to pick a different event that's on the same weekend. Once we were confirmed for each individual event, we started promoting the fact that we would be at those events on our social media. So that's another important thing that you're going to want to do to let your followers know that we'll be at this place at this time. So if you want to come get our candles in person for the cheapest price that we have them, come to this event. So a huge area that we had to work on before going to our first event was getting our display ready. So the first thing we did for our display is we kind of looked online for some design inspiration, kind of tried to take the generic event space sizes and tried to kind of plan out how we would utilize the space. Once we kind of found our display inspiration, we kind of made a list of everything we wanted to purchase. We really tried to keep things minimal to start because we didn't really know what we were doing and we wanted to start off simple and kind of see how our first market went, and we knew that we would improve things over time. So after we purchased everything that we decided to buy, we went ahead and before our first event, we actually tested setting up our market setup for the first time, just to kind of see what it would look like and what it would feel like and like the effort it would take to get our display ready. So a couple of the other things that we designed / ordered before we went to our first market was that we designed and ordered both business cards and a banner for our display so people could take a business card for later purchases and kind of see our business from far away with our banner. We also created both a pricing document and a newsletter sign-up document that we used in stands so that our customers, when they came up, would have an area to look at and see the price of our products and have a QR code to sign up for our newsletter. So one thing that we did that I would totally recommend anyone do before going to their first market event is going to a market event yourself, coming from the eyes of a consumer. So we went into an event and we kind of tried to look at the event and see what drew us into a booth or what we really liked, like what made us feel the most comfortable, what caught our eye, anything like that. So another major thing we did to get ready for our first market was actually setting up our payment system. We actually purchased a device with Square, but you wouldn't need to purchase a device. I think Square comes with a free little phone attachment that you can use. And I know there's other payment systems out there. You can use Venmo or Zelle or Cash App or whatever, but we decided we wanted a physical device so people could use their cards really easily and make the whole process as hassle-free as possible. So next up, we bought the transportation items that we needed for our first event. So we only bought bins to put all of our stuff in, like our products and all of our display items. What we didn't do but should have done for our first event was to purchase a cart, which we bought for our second event, because we had a hard time carrying in all of our heavy candles into our first event, whereas after we got our cart, it was a breeze. Another thing we did before we went to our first event was to buy gift bags. We wanted to make sure that we could put our products in a bag for people to carry off. We didn't want them to have to find a bag or do anything like that, so we wanted to make sure to provide that for another convenience factor for any customer that we may have. And finally, we recommend getting some cash to use for people who want to pay with cash. Obviously, that's the best for us because we won't have to take the transaction fees of people's credit cards. So we meant to go to a bank the day before or several days before our event in order to withdraw some cash, but we forgot, of course, as you do. And so the night before our event, we ran around to different stores trying to find ways to break up our different $20 bills into smaller bills so that we could have change for people. And so we ended up going to the grocery store and buying distilled water for like $1.50 a pop so we could just get 5s and 1s so we could use that as change for our first event. So a little bit of a hectic night before our first event. So that's everything we did to get ready for our first event. If you want to see what that event looked like, you can click this video next.